Joaquin was interesting because he wouldn't talk to me on set. He only talked to Todd because he was immersed in this thing. And we did a take of that, and he would look at me when I talked to him. Joaquin would. And then he made this amazing choice where when I talk, he doesn't register me. He's locked in to Murray, Robert's character. And when I talk, he doesn't look at me. And that was a choice. I saw him make it. And it was smart. Hey, hi, I'm Marc Maron. I'm a comedian, podcaster, actor, and cat owner. Come here. Oh, good timing. You're a real star. I'm here talking to the Hollywood Reporter about whatever it is they want to talk about. Right, Charles?
Manager of this band?
Yes, that more. Come on,
yeah,
kid,
well, you didn't finish your full set, man.
Listen, pal, your shoddy stage setup almost killed my guitarist.
Yeah, well, you trashed my fucking dressing room, and you didn't do your 25 minutes. You're a bunch of amateurs, man. Come on! Come on! What do you got? What do you got? Take Hey, watch the shirt!
Almost Famous. And I was almost famous for about 30 years after that. All in.
What is that? What are you, Bruce Lee?
I remember a lot of it. Like, it was very exciting. It was the first kind of real role for me. I don't know, Cameron Crowe liked my energy, so he cast me out of New York. And he's very nice to me. They kind of let me improvise a lot of that.
All I know is I hope you got a good lawyer, buddy. Lock the gates on these tabs.
He was walking around the set saying, we had to import this anger from New York. It was all pretty exciting. Everybody was pretty cool. It was pretty nice. We shot a lot more stuff. Watching it again, it was pretty good. I do remember the moments that I improvised, and it was kind of, it's kind of funny because a lot of it was just kind of winging it. But Noah Taylor, he came in so hot. So I had to kind of match that.
But I'm Marc Maron. I live here alone with Monkey, Boomer, and LaFonda. They're cats. I had a wife, 2 actually. They're not dead. Well, they're dead to me. Well, actually, I'm dead to 1. The other one I could probably get back.
Why are you telling me this?
That's better than I thought. Maron was really the first indication that, well, I knew the podcast was popular, but before I started the podcast, there was really no options for me. So I didn't ever think I'd really do any acting. But then we pitched a show that's based on my life. These kind of shows were sort of around. It was really my first attempt at acting in a real way and doing some writing. And we just knocked this out, and I knew going into it that I would not be good because I'd seen enough comics do a first season of a show where they're just not comfortable. Comics innately are a little self-conscious. I think I did better than I thought, but I knew I would have to learn. And that was sort of a kind of a grown-up disposition on the thing for me, saying dude, just don't worry about it. You got to learn, and people are going to see you learning, but it's IFC. How big of a hit you're going to take. This is bad. See, me stopping the podcast, the mouth is just it's looking for reasons to get me in trouble. IFC were great, very supportive. We did 4 seasons. I don't know how many people really saw it, but the people that did liked it. And I think over the course of the 4 seasons, I got better. The scripts got better. The last season was interesting because it was not based on my life. It was sort of a worst case scenario. Learned a lot of stuff. And, yeah, I think I did all right, just even by that clip. It's hard for me to tell, but I'm glad I haven't seen it in a while.
Happy first day. It's not sentimental present. It's vodka. It's classic start gift. It's 9 a.m.
Oh, God, I know.
That was Glow, and that's pretty funny. Me and Allison got along pretty good. I think I got along with all of them, and I think there was a nice dynamic that evolved between that guy that I was playing and all those ladies. I got that role on a video. I shot the audition, and I got it. I mean, they were apparently, Genji Cohan was that's the guy, and Liz and Carly, the writers, they were into it. And that was the first big, sort of TV job outside of my own show, but this one was a little more elevated. But it was great, Sam Sylvia was pretty popular. He seemed to remind a lot of ladies of either their dads or their dad's friend from that era. I liked playing that guy.
Murray.
Hey, it's Mr. Franklin, buddy.
Come on, Gene. That's all bullshit. Thank you, Murray.
What's with the face? I mean, are you part of the protest? Or?
No. I just thought I'd be good for my act.
For your act? Didn't you hear what happened on the subway? Some clown got killed.
He's aware of that. He's aware of that, yeah.
No, I hadn't heard.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I'm telling you. The audience is going to go crazy if you put this guy on. Maybe for a bit, but not a whole segment.
Gene, it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
I did better than I remembered. Well, you know, Todd Phillips likes comedians. He wanted me in that role. It was pretty exciting, you know, doing a scene with De Niro. There's a lot of waiting involved in acting. And it was a full set, the full talk show thing. And, you know, before the scene, I met Robert De Niro, and, you know, he was going through some stuff that day. But, you know, but he was a nice guy. But Joaquin was interesting because he wouldn't talk to me on set. He only talked to Todd because he was immersed in this thing. And we did a take of that. And in the first take, you know, he would look at me when I talked to him. Joaquin would. And then he made this amazing choice where when I talk, he doesn't register me. He's locked in to Murray. He's locked into Robert's character. And when I talk, he doesn't look at me. And that was a choice. I saw him make it. And it was smart. Because he's going to kill him.
Hey, should I be doing something? Make sure I don't leave.
That's heavy stuff. That was to Leslie. That director really wanted me to do it, and I really didn't want to. And I couldn't understand why he wanted me. Then I got on the phone with him, and I'm like, why me? And he was a fan of my show. I think the last season of my show, Maron, I think is what he kind of locked into. And he just said, I think you have the emotional capacity for this guy. And I liked the last season of your show. And I'm like, all right, well, that seemed genuine. And then I was like, I don't know if I can do the accent. You know, it's a Texas guy. He goes, don't worry about it. I took the role and I realized, well, this is a real part. It's definitely not me. So, like, why don't you try the accent? What do you got to lose? No one's going to see it. Just do it. And it was pretty exciting working with Andrea Riseborough. I didn't take into mind that she was such a great actress. I don't know that I knew her reputation. I just knew that I had to do my guy, and she was going to do her lady, and I would just react to her. And it went pretty well. And people ended up seeing it because there was a big kerfuffle about getting her into the nominations for Best Actress, which I think caused her some anxiety. But I'm pretty proud of that work.
Hey, you're that golfer, aren't you? Bryce Cahill. Used to call you Stick, right?
Yep, that's me.
This guy was a big pro golfer on television, everything. 12th hole, big tourney. Sawgrass, I think, maybe like 2009. Shanks one into the lake and just melts down. Full psychotic break on live TV. It was insane. Threw his clubs in the water. I bet you can't even look at a club after a train wreck like that, right?
Stick on Apple TV currently. That was another one where they said they really wanted me to do it, and I said I really don't want to do it because I'm an idiot. And it was just sort of like the whole idea. I'm kind of like a anxious, neurotic person, and the idea of like living in another city for 3 to 4 months, you know, not having a routine up there. How am I going to get all that together? The supporting role. It's going to be a lot of waiting. I don't know anything about golf. Why me? And I kept saying, like, you know, there's got to be someone else out there that can do this. But they really had their mind set on me. Look, I love Owen. And the scripts were very touching, and the supporting cast was great. I'm just like, it's just, when I get offered things, I'm like, oh, where is it? How long? How long is it gonna take? Just stupid shit. But it was funny because I met the business affairs person when I went up there, and I was like, you know, I really was not gonna do this thing, and she's like, we were gonna get you. I didn't realize that was sort of the thrill of their job. Like what I did, by honestly saying no, they were like, oh, this is gonna be good. We're gonna break him. But I think the thing what really struck me about these scripts when it came down to it as an actor was that these were two guys that were beaten up in a substantial amount of grief. And they'd been friends a long time. And there was a lot unspoken between them. We're kind of both really these guys to some degree. Yeah, I think it's very honest characters for both of us to play. The writers and the showrunner was very kind of collaborative, and we kind of were able to find a zone where this guy had a life. And it came out pretty good. I mean, you know, people like it, and I think it's an emotionally moving series. Again, I'm Marc Maron, just to remind you, this is The Hollywood Reporter, and there'll be more in the article because they really want to get into this stuff. It was very nice. I had a good time.